Game number 3 of the weekend series. It's the Panthers of Northern Iowa traveling into Terre Haute to take on the Sycamores of Indiana State. It's the rubber match. 2 really good first games. Game number 1, game number 2. My name is Landon Kleindorfer. With me, Kelsey Casper. And Kelsey, those 2 games, the Panthers take game number 1, the Sycamores take game number 2.
Yeah, Panthers ran away with game 1, scoring 8 runs. Indiana State stuck out with the win yesterday. It sets up a perfect game 3 today. Indiana State could take the series against the top-ranked Panthers in the MVC.
And we take a look at the stats from that game. Indiana State 6, Northern Iowa 4, the first MVC loss for the Panthers.
Yeah, UNI actually took a 2-run lead in the second, but Indiana State came crawling back. Olivia Patton, 2 for 4 in this game, 7 players with at least 1 hit for the Sycamore offense.
And then you take a look at Lauren Sackett. She ties her career high 11 strikeouts in this game she was dealing.
And just as a star too, she redshirted her last season. She's a Terre Haute native and striking out 11 batters from this UNI powerful offense. Sat down 11 Panthers. Impressive performance from Lauren Sackett yesterday.
We can go ahead and take a look at that weather report brought to you by Patriot Investments. 56 degrees, a little bit chilly compared to the last couple of games. However, I'm sure both teams are going to be happy. Only 6 miles per hour of wind as opposed to getting up there in the teens, 16 to 20 miles per hour wind coming from the north this time in this game. But I think we're going to see a couple more long balls in this game.
Especially on Friday, the wind was really picking up. Players, we could see the pop off the bat and the ball soaring, but it looked like it was dying. It gave the advantage to the outfield. Like you said, a few more long balls that we could see today.
Defensively, you see Annie Tokarik holding down that catcher position. I'm sure that she's going to have some exciting moments, as well as that outfield. Olivia Patton, the captain in the outfield for the Sycamores, but they are helmed by Lexi Banco. She had the game 1 start, and she's back in the circle today. A win-loss of 8-6.
Yeah, looking at her stats from Friday's game, this UNI offense seemed to get the hang of her. They scored 2 on her in the first inning. She sat him down for 3 straight innings, and then the bats came alive. 4.5 innings pitched, 9 hits, 5 runs, 1 strikeout. So it's interesting to see her approach, what she learned from Friday's game, what she learned about these hitters, and her strategy heading into the series finale.
Kylie Sanders will lead off for Northern Iowa. She has been the leadoff in all 3 games, followed up by the freshman Alexis Papillo. The early count moves to 1-1. And so far, I mean, I think that we've really seen a very good leadoff hitter here in Kylie Sanders, especially in that first game. She was hit by a pitch twice. She had a couple of hits. She was getting on base at a very high rate. However, yesterday, she goes down and strikes 2 times. She kind of struggled against that new pitcher in Lauren Sackett, but now we're back with Lexi Banco. She might continue that success from game 1.
Yeah, Sanders is such an efficient hitter, and getting her is dangerous for any defense. You got her wheels. She's a smart base runner. So it's going to be big first out for the Sycamores.
Big swing and a miss. No dice right there. The count moves to 2-2. Banco allowed 2 runs in the first inning, game number 1. In a situation with a runner on second and third, both runs scored. However, in the second inning, same exact situation as this one put into play. Chips is able to secure it and get the out. Banco was able to get out of that bind with runners on second and third, and no runs scored in the second inning. So we've seen a lot of resilience from Banco as defense, but we've also seen a little bit of an opened up offense from Northern Iowa.
Yeah, so that was a big first out. Banco, really important to keep the ball on the ground. You see this pitch off speed, hung it up there. And again, getting her to ground down, especially on the right side, keeping Sanders off the base paths. Huge first out for Banco and the Sycamores.
Now it is Papillo, Alexis Papillo, the freshman catcher for UNI. Yesterday she was 1 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Takes ball number 1. One thing that I've seen from Indiana State quite a few times throughout these 2 games is they've been able to get ahead in counts, but a first pitch ball from Lexi Banco to the first 2 batters.
That's something that Banco did really well in game 1, was getting ahead of these UNI batters. And that's going to be a big factor today. This team can hit. So you want to get ahead. You want them hitting to you. You don't want to pitch to them. So that's the advantage that Benko will give herself today if she starts throwing those first pitch strikes like she did on Friday.
Well, you look at the batting averages. I mean, this looks like an all-star team whenever it comes to how well they are hitting. Papillo right now is hitting a .350 as a freshman. As this one put into right field, it's soaring towards the wall, and it is gone. A first inning home run to put the Panthers in the lead here in game number 3. I mentioned that there were probably going to be some deep balls. I didn't think it was going to be the second batter of the game.
Well, we've seen all weekend Papillo take some hard hacks. She can put some good contact on the ball, and she's not afraid to get out there and be aggressive. And we've seen in the second bat of the game, you see Benko leaves this ball high up in the zone, just a bit outside the perfect spot for Papillo to turn on this ball and just take it out of here. So a home run, second batter of the game. UNI putting a statement out there early against Indiana State here in game 3.
Big difference between the wind coming from the east and coming from the north as Papillo now has 8 home runs on the season. Maya Dodge had actually tied her for the most home runs in this lineup in game number 1. Now she takes back the lead in the lineup for home runs, and Madison Parks, the center fielder, will come up to bat 0 for 3 yesterday. Benko's pitch goes high, and the count moves to 1-1. But it's no coincidence. I mean, we're talking about how well the bats have been moving for UNI, and all of a sudden a run gets put up on the board. That's how quickly UNI can strike, as this one goes straight to Olivia Patton, and it's going to be a single. So now a runner on board for UNI.
And we saw this, especially in the game on Friday with Lexi Benko. This UNI offense can pass the bat so well. When one player starts hitting, the rest of the lineup just follows through. So we saw the home run, and we saw the base hit from Parks. This is a tough part of the lineup for Benko, leaving it high again. I want to see her putting it down low. We've seen every single batter, even against Sanders, the ground out that she had, the ball was left up high. This team is just going to soar that ball out of here. We've got to keep it low, force some ground balls, and get some outs.
And with Maya Dodge up, that's definitely something that they're definitely going to have to do, is it's a swing and a miss on the first pitch to the reigning MVC player of the week. She was 1 for 2 yesterday with a walk. Started game 1 0-2, or 0 for 2, before absolutely killing it in her next 2 at-bats, but starts this count 0-2.
Yeah, she's a player like Papillo. She can really put a swing on the ball, takes big hacks. But like you said, she was 0 for 2, especially in that first game. She might take a while. She's someone who you could feel like either hits the long ball or you can get her swinging or strikeout. Benko 0-2, really pounding that outside corner.
That one fouled back, trying to stay alive here is Dodge. Count remains 0-2. Dodge working with a runner on first base, 33 RBIs on the season. Benko's 0-2 pitch, off speed. Tried to get that chase, but you're not going to get that from Dodge.
And that's the pitch you want to throw there. You're pounding the outside corner. You can't give her any piece of the plate that she can take. So when you're up in the count 0-2, you want it that far off.
Another outside pitch here from Benko. The count knotted up 2-2. After Dodge, you're not really out of the woods either. I mean, McElrath, a very capable hitter, as this one put up in the air. It won't leave the infield. Called and caught there by Kennedy Shade. So 2 outs now on the Panthers. They've already put up 1 run, looking to do some more damage. Going to need a little rally here with 2 outs.
Next, designated player number 9, Addison McElrath.
Addison McElrath had a stellar game number 1. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. McElrath has only started in 4 games. She's played in 18. But as of right now, she's hitting a .615.
As you can see, hitting in the DP spot as well. But this whole weekend, she's been so successful at the plate for this UNI offense. Great job in the 5 spot for this team.
The 2-0 runner will go, and it's a high throw from Tokarik, and so an easily stolen base there for UNI as Parks moves to second base.
And Parks have been silent up there until now. I'm not sure she got a good read or kind of surprised Tokarik a little bit behind the plate, taking off there, able to get in scoring position now.
It's the 15th stolen base successfully from Madison Parks. I think the timing was actually good from Tokarik. I mean, the throw was just too far off. The 3-0 pick up a first strike from Benko. So McElrath now working with a runner in scoring position. So UNI could put forth some more damage. And that will be a walk, the first walk of the day for Lexi Benko.
And you could tell she was kind of pitching around McElrath there. A lot of those pitches outside. She did have a good screwball that caught the inside of the corner, but she didn't want her getting any part of the plate. She's a hitter that can really do some damage and score some runs.
And so time going to be called, and a quick chat with Benko. There are a couple pitchers in that bullpen that can also come in and put in some good work, specifically Cassie Newbanks. We haven't seen her yet. She warmed up a little bit yesterday, but did not come into the game. So Northern Iowa leads this one 1-0, and that is their fearless leader, Ryan Jacobs. He's been here for over a decade and a half, 16 seasons with UNI, and he's certainly bred some success overall. I mean, they've been above 500 11 times with Jacobs at the helm.
Pretty impressive stuff coming from Ryan Jacobs. Like you said, that record shows how successful they have been. He's also done a great job of developing their offense. They're such an offensive strong team for the last how many years. That's definitely been a focus for him and his squad.
And then for Indiana State, Coach Mike Pernicero, affectionately called Coach Pooch, in his 6th season as the head coach at Indiana State. 121, 148 with the Sycamores. He was at IU for a short stint, so bringing some Big Ten experience to the Sycamores. But right now, a runner in scoring position at second base, and the first pitch going to be fouled off by Taylor Hogan. This is one of those coin flip scenarios for both teams. You can either put up more runs, do some damage with a hit into the outfield with the speed that you have at second, or you retire the side and only allow one. Off speed right there. There is a force on any bag with runners in first and second. So that one is going to be popped up out of play, and that will land just behind us. And it looks like the umpire are going to need to reload here. Our officials for today, the head umpire Dan Rogers, first base David Lee, and then third base Donnie Whitehead, the crew for the weekend. So here with a runner on first and second, we can get back to it. And so Taylor Hogan looks at a 1-2 count. Hogan this year batting .264 on the season. The 1-2, this one going to be put up. Will it stay in play? Won't matter. Nice hustle there from the outfielder, Kaylee Barrett, to retire the side. And so 1 run scores on 2 hits for Northern Iowa, and we head to the bottom of the first. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is too spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
After months of hibernation, it's time to re-emerge and start fresh during Ford SUV season. It's the best time to get a new Ford Escape, Explorer, and Edge. There's a huge selection of Ford SUVs on the with more vehicles arriving daily. Don't wait. It's Ford SUV season, and the time to get to your local Ford dealer is now. Get 0.9 for 60, plus 1,500 retail trade assist cash, and 5-year 100,000-mile powertrain coverage, plus 3 years no-charge maintenance.
Credit unions are just different from other financial institutions. At ISU Credit Union, we embrace being different. Our members enjoy lower interest rates on loans, as well as competitive saving rates on deposit accounts. Come see for yourself why members choose us as their credit union. We're at 444 North 3rd Street or online at isucreditunion.com.
UNI able to get one on the board as we take a look at the defensive lineup for the Panthers. You see Maya Dodge out there in left field. That is a stellar outfield for the Panthers, along with freshman Papillo at that position. The pitcher for today was so dominant in that first game. It's Samantha Heyer, 12-4 on the season, only a 1.82 ERA.
6.2 innings pitched on Friday. She only gave up 2 hits to this Sycamore offense with only 1 walk. Also impressive, 7 strikeouts. She started the game, a pitcher came in, and then she came back in to end it. So all-around dominant performance from Heyer.
And you know, when she came back in, I thought she was just pitching angry. I mean, it was basically all fastballs. She went from somebody who was a starter for this UNI squad, and she turned into a Aroldis Chapman. I mean, she was just trying to get the ball right past her batters, and she did such a stellar job closing that game out. And it is Olivia Patton for the Sycamores, the center fielder for Indiana State, batting .271 on the year. Working with a 2-1 count. Heyer's pitch, outside ball 3. This game pass 2 for 4. So not too bad of an outing at the plate. And the count moves to full. No swing there. 3-2. Olivia Patton, such an experienced hitter. As she takes ball 4, and not what you want to do. You definitely don't want to put the leadoff on walks, especially with the speed that Patton brings.
Yeah, for someone who struggled on Friday afternoon, but she came in, like you said, 2 for 4 yesterday on Saturday. So a good at bat, patient with those pitches, good eye, and she ends up on first base. A lot of speed on board for the Sycamores here in the first.
Danielle Henning up now. She was able to score a run and also bat one in yesterday. Showing bunt there, tried to poke at it. So a called strike. But you can certainly see what Indiana State's trying to do with their 1-2-3. Patton, pretty traditional. Somebody who's going to get on base consistently. And then the 2 bats from the Henning sisters, Danielle and Isabella. As this one's sent towards left field, that is going to stay in play. Patton's going to move towards third. The play at third is going to come in too late. And so now runners in scoring position for the Indiana State Sycamores. Placement there for Danielle Henning as she gets the stand-up double.
You can see the fake bunt pull back, inside pitch. She keeps her hands inside and just drives it down the left field line. The wheels on Patton made it pretty easy to head over there to third as Henning stands up at second. You got runners in scoring position here with no outs.
And a big bat for the Sycamores and Isabella Henning. 1 for 3 yesterday, but surely she's able to get it done at the plate. Starting it off 1-0 from higher. Pitch goes low, 2-0. Henning batting .406 on the year with 106 at bats on the year. 2-0, this one contacted into the net. Henning looking to add a couple of RBIs to her stat sheet. She's got 17. The 2-1 swung on, sent towards second. Hogan was there to make the play. Runner advances. And it looked like Henning was trying to force a throw towards second to possibly score that run in, but nobody moves. So now UNI's defense gets their first out. And that'll bring up the catcher, Annie Tokarek.
That was a big time out. Not sure why Patton kind of stayed there at second. Obviously, he was a slow dribbler, but with her speed and hit to the right side of the field, I think she would have had a chance at scoring.
Coach Bernicero showing some conservative base running here in game number 3. Tokarek swings on this one, sends it towards the shortstop, and the play is not made by Sanders, gets right through the glove. So no run will score for the Sycamores and runners on the corners.
A slow dribbler from Tokarek ended up with an error in her at first base, but you saw Patton, even though it hit to the shortstop, she was taken off right on the hit there. You can see this ball placed right over the middle of the plate. It looks like she didn't get quite in front of it. She opted for the backhand there instead of getting it in front of her and putting her glove down. So an E6 run scores for the Sycamores. You got runners at the corners here with 1 out.
And 2 points of thought in that play. First of all, whenever it goes, it looked like Sanders' eyes were on that runner. So that might have been a bit of a distraction as she's trying to make that play. But also, you mentioned it, very interesting that when the ball's hit towards the right side of the infield, Patton doesn't move, but whenever it goes right towards her, she was basically at home by the time the play could have been made. And so now Kennedy Shade up. She takes strike number 1. A junior for the Sycamores has found her way into the starting lineup this season, 31 starts. So here's the 0-1, goes high. Be curious if we see any base pass shenanigans with runners on the corners. Higher gets her pitch, and the 2-0. Showing bunt from Shade, the runner will go, and that'll just be a clean steal. There's no throw, and so runners on second and third once again for Indiana State.
Yeah, Northern Iowa didn't seem too concerned with that runner over there at first. The fake throw down from the catcher. And now you got runners on second and third here with 1 out.
And that is Hannah Welch in as a pinch runner for Indiana State. The 1-2 swung on, and that is a strikeout for Samantha Higher. So the first strikeout we've seen today by either team, and that is 2 outs on Indiana State.
Great pitch from Higher there. We haven't seen much dominance like we did on Friday early from her today. The big second out when you got runners on second and third.
Now we'll have the third baseman getting a crack at it, Tian Bringle, a senior. 12 RBIs on the year. 2 in scoring position for her. Here's the 1-0. Strike one. So Indiana State responds well to going down 1-0 off the solo shot home run. The game tied here. Pitch goes high. Two-one count here from Bringle. Strike two to even things up, as Higher starting to get a little bit of more of a feel for it. Indiana State bats getting a lot more patient. The 2-2 from Higher. Swung on, and another strikeout retires the side. 1 run scores for the Sycamores on 1 hit, and we're all knotted up as we head to the top of the second inning. We'll be right back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
I got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get 3.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $750 purchase allowance on Buick Encore GX models.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
Wow.
And I got to choose the phone I wanted for free.
Not that you're bragging.
Switch and choose the 5G phone you really want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Get all your faves like an order of small fries for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
I'm at this wing joint telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the buffalo wing's been around.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers motorcycle insurance? Oh, my lips are burning. No, my lips are actually burning.
Geico. Over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you could save at geico.com.
It's too hot. This is too hot, mate.
Back at Price Field with a tied-up contest. We take a look at the news and notes. A couple of names that we have seen before. Samantha Higher, the pitcher of the week. Maya Dodge, the player of the week, batting .636 in 4 games, and Higher in 2 games. 23 strikeouts through 13 innings. Both of them just absolutely killing it. And then you see your newcomer of the week from Belmont, Maya Johnson, 6 hits, 7 RBIs, and batting over 500 in 3 games. My goodness, I think we've got some good softball here in the Missouri Valley Conference, but especially with this UNI squad.
Yeah, taking 2 out of the 3 awards of the week. You can see why this team is the top team in the conference. But Indiana State handing them their first loss of the season, first conference loss of the season yesterday.
Count moves 1-1 here on Brooks Snyder, third baseman for UNI. Yesterday, Snyder 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. So certainly struggled with Lauren Sackett in the circle. Pops this one up in the air, hoping to fare better here in game 3 against Lexi Benko. So after the foul ball, 1-2 count here. Benko's pitch, swung on, sent right up the middle for a base hit. So a good start to the day and a good start to the top of the second inning here for the Panthers.
Now's a good piece of hitting there from Snyder. She got down on the count early, and Benko went with the off-speed there, the changeup low and out in front of Snyder, but she kept her hands back and put it right down the middle. So you can see that ball falling off the table, but she kind of keeps her bat right on level. Hits it right back at Banco up the middle for the base hit.
And it looks like an adjustment in the bullpen, and Lauren Sackett's going to come back into the game from game number 2 to now. And so they liked what they saw yesterday, 11 strikeouts. It looks like they're going to be going for the same thing here. And Lexi Banco's day is done early after just 1 inning of time. And so it's the call to the pen. Wabash Capital is proud to support athletes at Indiana State. Wabash Capital is a locally owned fiduciary investment advisory firm managing money for individuals, profit-sharing plans, and rollover IRAs. Go Sycamores from Wabash Capital. In that 1 inning pitched, Lexi Banco gives up 3 hits, 1 earned run, and a walk on 7 batters faced. And Lauren Sackett with a 3.44 ERA. The 11 strikeouts yesterday matches her total that she had against UIC earlier in the season. And so I'm curious to see what Lauren Sackett can do in this one.
Yeah, and I like the decision to switch them out early. We saw Banco, she did a decent job early on Friday, but this UNI offense just got a hold of her and knew what to expect from her. I like the call early in just the second inning. This is a big game 3. You need to know you have to work from ahead right now. In a tie game here, they knew where the direction was going. They called the pen. They bring Sackett out here, someone who dominated this offense yesterday with 11 strikeouts, as you mentioned. So I'm interested to see how she fares in game 3.
And Sackett loves to play the lower half of the strike zone, as we saw right there in the first pitch in a 1-0 count. But you mentioned how Banco did have success in the early goings of game number 1. After the 2 runs in the first inning, she went 3 straight scoreless innings before those 6 runs in 2. First pitch strike from Lauren Sackett. So Sackett inherits a runner on first base and has to deal with the right fielder, Hannah Kelly. A swing and a miss right there. I don't think Kelly was ready for that one.
As you can see just from her 3 pitches, she likes to keep it low in the zone, and we saw from Banco, she was leaving a lot of stuff high, which if you can get a swing and a miss on those pitches, they work so well, but everyone was connecting on them, and that just sends the ball flying, especially like we saw from that Papillo home run. So I like how Sackett is keeping the ball low, hopefully forcing some ground outs, some swings and a miss from this UNI offense.
Sackett ahead early in her first batter, 1-2 count here with the runner on. Also a tough position to get put into with no outs and a runner. So that one is out of play. Yesterday's game, it was Faith Standerski in right field. And so an adjustment here as that one is rifled down the left field line and foul. It was Kelly in right field for game number 1, so just transitioning back to what they were doing in that first game. Sort of going back to the well, you get a big victory, maybe just trying to spark that same sort of energy. Get a low ball, ball number 2. Sackett gets the call, the 2-2. Swung on, popped up, and out of play.
You could see early Sackett going to the screwball there, kind of jamming the hitters inside. We saw Banco a lot of the time pushing the outside corner of the plate, which UNI can just attack and really get their hands out there, take it to the left side. They've even turned on it. But with that inside pitch, it's really hard to make solid contact. Even if you do, it's most likely going foul because of how inside it is. So I like the strategy, very different from what we've seen from Banco.
Yeah, and Banco trying to attack that outside and trying to go high. It works when you haven't seen a pitcher like Banco, but I mean, you go up against somebody for as many innings as they did in game number 1, it gets a little bit more predictable. As this one put out into right field, the runner started to go, and it's going to be a double play for the Sycamores. Talk about heads up from Kaylee Barrett. She makes the grab, good hustle on that play, but then the throw to first, and there's 2 gone quickly.
You could see Kelly there kind of pushing that one. It almost looked like by the swing of it, that's something that would drop in the outfield, just kind of pokes it out there, but ends up floating a little bit. Not sure if Snyder had the steal on or the hit and run situation, but she was way too far up there, made for the easy double play out there from right field.
Well, the ball just kind of hung up there. You expected it to possibly reach the ground before Barrett could get to it, and that just wasn't the case. So now it'll be the first baseman, Darren Lamprick, getting her first crack at it today. Significantly different situation than she probably expected to be coming into while she was on deck. So that one comes in low. From no outs to 2 outs in the blink of an eye. So all that pressure I was talking about whenever Sackett came into the game, I think that's all gone now.
Exactly, clearing the bases, doing her job out there, forcing outs, letting her defense work. And now you got a clear slate here with 2 outs.
Now a 2-1 count on Lamprick. Sackett already ready to go here. And the pitch outside corner for strike 2. You can kind of see how quickly Sackett works, as that one is put into play towards third. The throw, the out, and the side retired by Tian Bringle to Isabella Henning. So no runs come across. The Panthers add a hit, and we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. When we come back, you're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Ashley, where are you? Something's happened to the people here. My escort. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Get all your faves like an order of small fries for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Check. Psych. Really? Dude, that's a foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
Wow.
And I got to choose the phone I wanted for free.
Not that you're bragging.
Switch and choose the 5G phone you really want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Welcome back. It's a lovely day here at Price Field in Terre Haute, Indiana. The game tied up 1-1, and Maeve McDonough going to come up. She's got a hit in both game 1 and 2. 1 for 2 yesterday, a strikeout and a single. And somebody who has certainly shown up here as this one gets sent down the first base line and foul. But one of those players that can come out of the dugout, and you know that's got to give your team some confidence when you know you can add somebody to the roster, add somebody to the lineup, and they're out here getting hits.
Yeah, someone who can deliver off the bench, or even as a deep spot in this game. It's always nice to have that tool that you can use at any point in the game.
Second pitch fouled back, and it's an 0-2. Higher gets her call. And strike 3 looking, so 3 pitches is all it takes to retire McDonough. And so now 1 out on the Sycamores.
Fish pitching from higher there. That's what we saw on Friday. You see the off speed, low in the zone, just above the kneecaps, freezing McDonough there. Great 1-2-3 pitching from higher.
Only the 6th strikeout that McDonough has experienced this season. Kaylee Barrett up now, and that's 4 straight strikes. Barrett on the year batting .207. Had the nice double play as a result of her catch and throw out in right field in the last half inning. A swing and a miss. So here is the 0-2. And that one comes in high.
Good spot from higher there. The rise ball perfectly placed just above the letters. So without a swing, it's a ball as we saw, but that's definitely a pitch you can get a lot of hitters chasing on.
So here's the 1-2 from higher. First one was a little high, this time a little low.
And that's the pitch, just a few inches higher against McDonough that got the called 3 strikes. So good eyes and resistance from Barrett here, especially at a 2 count, to lay off the last 2 pitches.
So now knotted up, the 2-2. Swung on and missed, another strikeout for higher. She's heating up.
Back-to-back Ks when she's attacking the zone. A lot of good things can happen. We saw that on Friday. 1 walk on Friday. She led off the game today with a walk. So especially after the last first inning, she's really settled into pitching and really attacking the zone against these hitters.
And this right here is where the lineup's a little difficult to defend for Indiana State. Abby Chips, the 9-hitter for Indiana State, a slap hitter. They go back-to-back slap hitters from bottom to top as Olivia Patton is up next. But here with 2 outs, hoping the Chips can get on base if you're the Sycamores. A swing and a miss there brings it count to 1-1. So going speed for speed, Indiana State likes to do at the bottom of that lineup. Yesterday actually adding Goodrich to the lineup for 3 slap hitters. Typically just running the 2. So now a 1-2 count on Chips, who bats .224 on the year. Put the bat on that one, goes towards Coach Pernicero. He can't make the play. He reached out for it.
He tried.
Didn't bend the knees, though.
E10, we'll call it.
So a 1-2 count here for Chips. 2 down in the bottom of the second as this one is put down, but it is foul. Papillo is ready to make the throw. And the count will remain at 1-2. Yesterday, Chips 1 for 3 on the day. The 1-2 popped up, out of play. But I feel like we're seeing a different pitcher here from inning 1 to inning 2 with the way that Hire has dealt. I mean, her pitches have looked crisp. They've looked really good throughout this inning. Is that one just able to get the bat on the ball? Chips to first, and she is safe. Squeaking out the infield single.
Great piece of hitting from Chips there. We've seen all weekend long, she's a player who can just defend the plate. A lot of consistent foul balls in a row makes it difficult for the pitcher, but she got a little piece on the ball there and hit it right where she wanted to. Little dribbler to the pitcher. Took enough time for Hire to field it there, and by that time, Chips all the way past first base.
I think she was there before the throw. I mean, she's got a lot of quickness around the bags. Now Olivia Patton, you mentioned it, walked in the first inning. Now with a runner on first. Takes strike 1 as Chips got a big lead there off the pitch. So higher with the 0-1 count. Chips looked like she might have been going. Papillo saw it. I wouldn't be shocked if she's not checking Chips on the next pitch if there is reason to do so. It is an 0-2 count. The 0-2, Chips does go, and she is safe at second. This is what we're talking about, because now you have a situation with a runner in scoring position and a batter who is very good at placing the ball where she wants to.
Yeah, really good jump there by Chips. You could see her speed really beat out the throw there from Papillo. Now you got wheels all over the field with Patton at the plate. A single, that's definitely going to score Chips.
That one fouled back, so Patton having to play a little bit of defense of her own. Trying to stay alive here in the bottom of the second. The 1-2, and it's a high fastball, gets the swing and a strikeout. Retires the side, so 3 strikeouts, 4 higher. And we head to the top of the third when we come back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get 3.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $750 purchase allowance on Buick Encore GX models.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really? What about this?
AT&T's deal is back. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S23 with a Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Check. Psych. Really? Dude, that's a foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate.
Back for the top of the third, but the bottom of the second was the Samantha Heyer show. The strikeouts coming early and often from her. She goes 3 strikeouts there in the bottom of the second.
Really handling the bottom part of the lineup there and attacking the zone. We saw a different pitcher from the first to the second, really settling down, hitting her spots and getting players to chase as well. She had a lot of high balls there that got him swinging. Good pitching in the second inning from Heyer.
Sackett starts things off with a strike to the leadoff hitter, Kylie Sanders. This one swung on, gets underneath the glove of Henning towards the outfield. Barrett gonna have to make the throw in, and that's gonna be Sanders to second base. Tough play to make there for Henning. It just goes right down the line. Not much doing there. I mean, it's a tough play to make.
That was a hard hit ball. Very difficult to react and get your glove down in time. Right in the middle of the plate. Takes it all the way down the right field wall. Easily stands up at 2 for a no-out double to start the third inning.
And so a runner in scoring position here early. And Alexis Papillo gets a second crack at it. Papillo already with an RBI and also a run scored. I'm sorry, just the RBI. She had the home run. Takes called strike 2. A little bit different situation for Papillo in this one since she's facing a new pitcher. And here is the 0-2. Just missing low.
Good spot there from Sackett. Just off the plate. I love the screwball outside to the lefties. Perfectly placing it about an inch or two off the plate. Especially on an 0-2, you can definitely get some players swinging on, chasing on that.
That one gets away a little bit, goes high. So still that runner in scoring position, a huge momentum boost possibly to the bats of the Panthers. Here is the 2-2 off speed. Just got ahead of it. So we get back to it with the 2-2. Sackett gets the call. Papillo swings on this one, and it's out of play. So a little late on the fastball, a little head on the off speed. And the 2-2 right up the middle. Patton's gonna get this. They're gonna keep the runners right where they're at. So a big play there from Patton, able to keep the Panthers from scoring, but runners on the corners now with no outs, and a tough situation for Lauren Sackett.
Great bat from Papillo there. She was down 0-2 early, looked at the first 2 strikes that she saw, but right here, high outside, gets her hands around it, puts it up the middle. Great job from Patton in the outfield, scooping that ball in, making a solid play, keeping the wheels at third base, but now you got runners on the corners, no outs here in the third.
Runners on the corners and Madison Parks up. She had a hit her first time up. Papillo now putting together quite a good stat sheet here in game number 3. Already 2 for 2 with a home run and an RBI.
I think we come back to the idea that that was a high ball again. And a great off speed there, pulled the string. But Papillo took a high ball on a 2-2 count. We saw them. They can hit the high ball. Sackett likes to keep it low consistently. I think that's going to be the key for this team. We saw UNI really take advantage of Banco and what she was leaving up there. They can get their hands around it. They're not going to be delayed on it too much. So with Sackett, it's really got to focus on keeping it low.
Put into the outfield towards the wall. It makes it all the way to the wall. One run scores for UNI. A second one comes across, and it's going to be a 2 RBI double here for Madison Parks. So a few players getting a hold of it here in the top of the order for UNI.
Papillo came all the way around from third base to score on this play. You could see Sackett catching way too much at the plate here. Right over the second baseman's head. Splits the outfield, goes all the way to the wall. Papillo able to stand up, not even a throw there to home. You could see Parks and UNI fired up after that double. See, things start to take a lead here, just like we saw in that first game. And Sackett's having a little chat on the mound.
So time called. Probably a good thing with another runner in scoring position here for Indiana State, trying to calm your pitcher down, get things going. I already saw some laughter in the circle, so not the end of the world. Both teams capable of putting up some runs. We saw that yesterday. And really, we saw that in game 1 as well. Indiana State put together a bit of a rally there towards the end of the game. Had bases loaded on a couple chances. But now with the hot bats and no outs, it's going to be difficult because you've got Maya Dodge coming up to the plate.
Yeah, this is a tough part of this UNI lineup, and they can pass the bat. 3 straight hits already, no outs for this UNI offense. With Dodge and McElrath coming up, they can still do a ton more damage in this 3rd inning.
And they're certainly showing why it is that they were 10-0 entering yesterday's game. Dodge, the pop out in the 1st inning. Swings on this one, puts it towards right field, and it's played on. And for the second time, it is a double play where the runner goes on a catch from right field. Kaylee Barrett is really taking advantage of some mistakes on the base paths from UNI.
You could tell the frustration from Coach over there. I think UNI is just not getting very good reads on the pop flies. We saw one, it looked like it was going to drop in right field, but Kaylee Barrett making a great catch. We see the same thing again. A pop fly, I thought that was going to split the outfield, but it kind of hangs up there. Easy double play. Second one of the day for Barrett out in right field. This Indiana State team really catching a break here, getting 2 straight outs in the third.
And so now we get Addison McElrath with a 1-0 count. And really what seemed like the best situation you can have as a softball team. The bats are hot, another runner in scoring position following a couple of runs coming in. And right now with 2 outs and nobody on, you put yourself in a situation where the inning could come to an end quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum crusher there. When you have a runner in scoring position and a double play really clears them, kind of halts all momentum that you had of passing the bat and continuing the offense.
2-1 count now here as Lauren Sackett gets the call. And Sackett started heading for the dugout, still needs to get one more strike. The count moves to 2-2.
You're throwing so many pitches, sometimes you just lose track, right? It was a good enough pitch, got her looking, might as well strike 3.
Well, now you just need to use the momentum to get the 3rd strike. Instead, this one popped up towards left field. Henning gets under it, and she makes the play, and that will retire the side. So only 1 extra pitch for Lauren Sackett, and it's 3-1. Northern Iowa back on top as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Targets are on site.
Were you followed? No. Do you have the assets? It's all here, as we discussed.
I'm in position.
Should we get some lunch? Sounds good. I'm famished.
If you're an undercover agent, you need to be undercover. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
We're out to get out of there.
In pursuit.
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
BK Melsa here, everyone say cheese. Classic bacon and spicy. Flame grilled double on the toasted bun with the caramelized onions, now I want one. BK, have it your way.
If I just stare at these payroll forms, my business payroll taxes will calculate themselves, right? Nope.
Intuit QuickBooks helps you manage your payroll taxes.
Cheers.
With 100% accurate tax calculations guaranteed.
Back at Price Field, it was a big inning from UNI. They put up 2 more runs, but they were quickly halted by this double play in the middle area of that top of the 3rd inning. Kaylee Barrett able to get the snag, get the double play, and that's the 2nd time that we've seen that already in this game, Kelsey.
Big time momentum crusher for this team. They had 3 straight hits in a row, couple runs scored, so a big time play from Kaylee Barrett out there. UNI not doing the best job of reining some of the pop flies we've seen today, really taking advantage of their lack of judgment out there on the field for the Sycamore defense. Doing a great job clearing the bases, getting out of that 3rd inning. Definitely could have been a lot more damage done.
So now Indiana State looking to respond, starting it off with Danielle Henning. As that pitch gets away, and the count goes to 2-1. Henning right now with one of 2 hits that Indiana State has. She's 1 for 1. And that pitch gets away as well. So missing the mark a little bit. Some miscommunication between Papillo and Heyer. Three-1 count here from Heyer. And that's strike two. Payoff pitch. Swung on, sent towards left field. And that's going to be taken in by center fielder Madison Parks for the first out. So we've seen some hits get towards outfield.
Number 12, Isabella.
A little bit of pop in the bat, but just not quite enough. And Isabella Henning will be coming up to the plate now. Swings on the first one, and the play at first. Out at first base. It's a great job coming up there by Lamprecht, but an even better job by Hogan to get to the bag as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that was just a slow roller to first base. Really took her away from her position there. She wouldn't have made it to the bag in time to either touch the bag or tag her. So great job by Hogan, get there in place. And for the first baseman Lamprecht to throw to the base and not to Hogan running towards it.
So now, once again, Annie Tokarik. She reached on an error earlier in the game. And looks at 1-0, make it 2-0. Tokarik just a couple of seasons ago was an absolute deep ball threat. Has certainly worked on the rest of her game to become one of the top hitters on this team. Tokarik bats .291 on the year, slugging .456. The 2-1 takes strike two.
First two batters we've seen, Heyer getting behind in the count. We saw a 3-0 from there for Henning, but now working herself back into the count here, 2-2, really attacking the zone.
And that's a strikeout on Annie Tokarik. So quick work, 1-2-3 inning for Northern Iowa, and we will head back to the top. It's the fourth inning. When we come back, you're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Ready, set, go, everywhere, and
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles. 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
To learn more about Toyota certified used vehicles, see your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
Dorset Automotive, the name you know and trust, welcomes Dorset Dodge Ram to the family. That means you get the same award-winning service when buying Dodge and Rams. It gets better. Only at Dorset Dodge Ram will you get the best price guaranteed. That's right. Pre-order the perfect Dodge or Ram just the way you want it and get the best price guaranteed. It's that simple. So head to Dorset Dodge Ram off Highway 41 today.
drive it home. Dorset Automotive.
Dear Rugged Road, gimme all you got. It brings out the best in Toyota's legendary lineup of 20 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Toyota, let's go places. It's the Toyota RAV4 fourth inning, and it's UNI looking to extend their lead. They're up 3-1 here in this one. So McElrath takes, I'm sorry, that's Hogan. that takes the first pitch strike. Taylor Hogan, 0 for 1 today. And the Sycamores, this one gets sent towards center field. Patton gets a read on it and makes the play. But in that last half inning, the Sycamores, they go down by 2, needing a response, and they go 3 up, 3 down in probably the best part of their lineup.
Yeah, big time outing for Hire there, going 1, 2, 3, forcing a fly out, a ground ball, and then a strikeout to end it. That's a big time performance coming off a 2-run third inning performance from the offense, and then to shut them out 1, 2, 3. Great performance from Hire.
So now it'll be Brooks Snyder. Snyder gets a hold of the first one, sends it back into the net. Snyder had a single earlier today, one for 1 today. Looking at an 0-1 right now. Sackett's pitch. It's low for ball 1. Snyder has shown some struggles at the plate this season. 3 walks to 30 strikeouts. But today has been able to get the bat on the ball. Looking at a 1-2.
That was a good pitch from Sackett, the screwball. Snyder thought it was going way more inside, ended up hitting right in the zone, catching her off guard for second strike.
Sackett's 1-2, and that draws contact on Snyder. So Snyder gets on base for the second time today. So a pair of meaningful at-bats for the third baseman.
That one going a little bit too inside, had too much movement on it. Kind of catching her back arm there.
Got a hold of the forearm. Surely can't feel good. As we move along for Hannah Kelly. Now gets to work with a runner on. Kelly 0 for 1. The right fielder placed back into the lineup. She lined into a double play her last time up. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. And this one swung on, sent towards the right fielder, and another great catch out there in right field by Kaylee Barrett. And you could see she was ready to throw that thing back to first, looking for possibly her third double play of the game.
Barrett can really catch some ground out there in right field. That was almost basically the center fielder's ball. She called her, had a good running start on that. And yeah, good lead over there on first base, which is kind of what you want. But Barrett really looking for that throw.
Darren Lamprecht gets a hold of this one, a diving play for Knott as it gets into the outfield. And so runners now on first and second. You can see Kennedy Shade went down for that one, but could not glove it. So Patton had to get that one back in as we're back to the top of the order now for UNI. It's only the 4th inning, and we've seen Sanders now for the 3rd time.
Yeah, Sackett really wanted to take care of the bottom of that order. She forced 2 flyouts, but then the hit by pitch and a base hit now ends her right back to the leadoff spot in Sanders. And this is the part of the order that can really do some damage, especially with runners on bases.
So the 0-1 from Sackett with a runner in scoring position. High fastball. And I've noticed that a couple of times whenever Sackett has gone low on multiple pitches, that high fastball gets a little away and ends up being a little higher than she would want. Attacking the lower quadrant again, but it's ball 2. Sanders, 1 for 2 today, the 2-1, and holds off. The count goes to 3-1. So we can probably expect something low here.
Yeah, looking for a strike. She's going to go for her go-to, the screwball, catching the outside of the plate right there. That's going to curve outside to a lefty. It's going to go inside to a righty. That seems to be her go-to pitch, catching the corners. Most of the time, it's going to get called for a strike.
So now the count moves to full. It was Sackett who had to battle her way back here. Payoff pitch swung on right up the middle. And so one comes across, it goes between pegs. So 2 runs come across. And so that is going to be 3 bags and 2 runs for UNI. A costly mistake out there as the ball looked like it was going to be fielded. Maybe 1 run comes across, and instead it is going to be 2 runs, a runner on third, and 2 outs.
A bases clearing single there from Sanders. And with her speed, I'm surprised it almost could have been an infield home run. As you could see, doesn't get her glove down. It's right to the side of her body there and goes right underneath. So we had 2 outs with Lamprecht hit the single, 2 runners on, and now a costly mistake. And somehow it turns to a 5-1 ball game, or still a runner on third base here in the toughest part of your lineup coming up.
And so now Alexis Papillo already with a home run today. Eyeing a possible another RBI. The strike comes across. Sackett gets her call. The 0-1. Swung on, sent towards right field, and a no-doubter. Goodbye, the second home run of the day. 2-run score for UNI here with 2 outs.
Well, she already had the solo shot. Why not add the 2-run shot here from Papillo? Down in the count. 2 outs, runner on, and she just has 1 powerful swing. She really turned on this pitch from Sackett. As you could see, leaving it up again in the zone. That's the same exact pitch that she got in the first inning. She can get her hands on it and really turn on it. She is 1 powerful hitter, Papillo. 2nd home run of the day. And UNI just extending their lead here. A rally with 2 outs.
And so Cassie Newbanks is going to come into the game for Lauren Sackett. That'll do it for her. But my goodness, like you said, they hang those pitches up, and UNI is going to make them really pay for it. I think that one cleared the scoreboard.
Yeah, she completely turned on that ball all the way out into right field.
It is the Wabash Capital call to the pin as Cassie Newbanks comes into the game. Lauren Sackett finishes up 2 2 2/3 innings pitched, 51 pitches against 13 batters, 3 earned runs, 6 hits allowed. Newbanks a 4-5 win-loss and a 3.02 ERA.
And the Sycamores really had a chance to get out of this inning early. You start with an out, fly ball to center field, but then you have the high pitch, allow the runner on. You have another fly, 2 outs there with 1 runner on. You let the single happen, then there's the error in center field, and everything starts trickling together, and it sets up Papillo to have a 2-run shot where you're hitting the heart of the lineup, and you know they can hit. So you could have gotten out of this 4th inning earlier at the bottom of the lineup, but a couple errors, a couple missed targets pitching-wise, and UNI running away with this game here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, they've put up 6 runs in 2 innings here, somewhat similar to the fashion that they did in game number 1. It was 3 runs in 1 and 3 runs in another. This time 4 runs here in the top of the 4th inning. And Madison Parks, who's already 2 for 2 with a single and a double. So you bring in a hot bat against a new pitcher while the rally is on here for the Panthers. First pitch from Newbanks is outside. First time we've seen Newbanks in this series.
And Newbanks doesn't have anyone on base. She's got a clean slate. 2 outs here. Her only job, just to get 1 out. But she does have the challenge of facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters of this UNI lineup.
At the moment, a 1-1 count. So that pitch goes high. And according to you, wanting to stay away from those pitches exactly.
I'm surprised that they kept going back to it, especially you're ahead of the count. 0-1 against Papillo, who took the same exact pitch out of here just 2 innings ago. You know this UNI offense can hit it. So if you're going to go high, you're going to have to go higher than what they can reach, especially if you want her chasing when you're ahead of the count.
Banks now with the 2-2. Parks holds off on that one. Looked like it was going to be a strike, but then just submarined right at the plate. Full count now here from Newbanks, and that one swung on, sent into the net. So we'll try this one again. The 3-2. Newbanks, payoff pitch, swung on, and out of play. If you're curious who the one barking was, that was Annie Tokarik, the verbal leader certainly for this team. Great job on the comms from her behind the plate. So again, full count. Swung on, sent towards center field. Patton's got a read on it, and that will do it. The bleeding stops. 4 runs for UNI. It's 7-1 here at Price Field. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Lots of insurance companies make promises about how much you can save if you switch over to them. Well, here's our promise. With the West Bend policy, you can save everything, every memory, every detail, everything you've worked so hard for. Once it comes time to actually make a claim, a cheap insurance policy can really cost you. Why not protect everything that matters with a policy from West Bend? Because the worst brings out our best.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
I got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here. At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get 3.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $750 purchase allowance on Buick Encore GX models.
Your paint is really bad. What? I said best coffee I've ever had. You okay?
Mom, the walls look awful.
What?
I said, can I have a waffle?
Waffle. Thank you. Should've used Bear. Sorry, signed where? No, I said should've used Bear. It's got 1-coat hide.
Today, let's paint with Behr Marquee, the #1 rated interior paint.
It looks great in here.
Behr, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Leading off for Indiana State, shortstop, number 15.
Get a quick look at the games across the Valley. This is not the only one going on, as Murray State is up 1-0 and Drake up 1-0 as well. Drake actually swapped places with Bradley in the standings after game 1 of everybody's 3-game series. And Murray State and Indiana State swapped as well after UNI got their victory in day number 1 of this 3-game series. Also a defensive substitution as Faith Standerski going to come into the game out in right field for Northern Iowa. Kennedy Shade already with an 0-2 count. Hires pitch swung on and fouled back. Standurski actually was the starting right fielder for yesterday's game. Hires 0-2 again. This one at the ankles. Here is the 1-2. High, did she go? And she did. So a high fastball that was nearly at the nose of Shade gets her to go.
Higher there, going right above her head. Excuse me, above the letters. Just enough for Shade to get her bat around. Called for strike 3.
Senior Tian Bringle takes strike 1.
And Higher really settling in after that first inning. A little bit of a rocky start, letting one run score. But her first pitch strikes, getting ahead of a count, really attacking the zone. 7 strikeouts so far.
Almost the same pitch that retired the last batter. Just high fastballs. Tough to read.
And mixing in the rise ball as well. Some of them are going to look like they're coming in right at your hands, and then at the last second, go up above the letters.
That one foul tipped. And so an 0-2 count. And really, since that one blemish on Higher, she has just been rolling. The 0-2 to Bringle, swung on, same pitch, and it has not been answered yet by the Sycamores. My goodness.
Attacking the top of the zone, paired with her speed. Indiana State unable to touch this ball and unable to lay off of it. Look at that spin, rising, going up above her hands, getting everyone to chase after it.
Already 8 strikeouts for Higher. Maeve McDonough comes up, puts this one straight down into the dirt. McDonough already a strikeout victim in this game. Here is the 0-1. Fouled back. Getting quickly ahead in just about every count for the last couple of innings as it's 0-2. Higher's pitch swung on, this one in the air. Higher does it herself, and the side is retired. So still 7-1, 3 up, 3 down. And we will head to the top of the 5th inning when we come back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here. At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get 3.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $750 purchase allowance on Buick Encore GX models.
Are you hungry?
If you're shopping for the cheapest insurance, you're shopping for the wrong thing. After all, insurance coverage is really just a promise. And why would anyone want a cheap promise?
Don't be scared.
You've worked hard for what you have. Protect your home or business with a promise from a company that you trust.
I love you, kitten. And I hope you like it here.
Ask your independent insurance agent about a policy from West Bend.
The return of the cheesy BK Melts Trio. Bacon, spicy, classic, my heroes. In-laws in town, it's been a long day. Can't get me down, I got it my way. BK
DirecTV is a leader in sports, but Jeff doesn't have DirecTV, so he's watching baseball at his weird neighbor's house.
He's all right.
I love watching the game with you.
Call 1-800-DirecTV to guarantee your price for 2 years.
Back at Price Field, we get the Riddell National Bank What's on Deck. Riddell National Bank is proud to support Sycamore Athletics in the Wabash Valley. For your banking needs, contact Riddell National Bank. Today's banking, yesterday's values. Baseball taking on Illinois State. They are currently up 2-0 in the top of the second. They have had a couple of really good ones against them. Softball versus Evansville and baseball versus Purdue. Lots of good action here for spring sports for Indiana State, as it's a first pitch strike swinging, dealt by Cassie Newbanks. This one swung on. It's not even going to leave the infield. Isabella Henning is there, and the first out for UNI here in the top of the fifth.
And first outs, they've actually been doing pretty well, Indiana State, so far. They've only had one leadoff man aboard so far in this game, but by the looks of the score, you wouldn't really think that. Right. So this team, this UNI offense, doing a great job of stringing together hits, even with outs. 2-out wrap we saw in that fourth inning.
Well, the 4 runs were put up by UNI were with 2 outs. I mean, they just, the more outs they get, as long as it's not 3, of course, it seems like the better they have been hitting. McElrath back up to the plate. Newbanks pitch, strike 1. McElrath walked and is 0 for 1 today. Off speed, dropped the shoulder, nearly got her to go right there.
Yeah, we've seen the changeup just a few times so far, but it really drops off the table. Big speed difference there. No one's gone chasing yet, but it's just a matter of time.
Was a called ball as well. 3-1 count here for Newbanks. She gets the call, the pitch, and strike 2, full count. McElrath, not somebody who is walking or striking out a whole lot, as that is a strikeout swinging, nearly drops her down to a knee. Only the 5th time she's been retired this season on strikes.
Pretty impressive to get a player like that swinging, kept it low in the zone, fouling up the table there. As you can see this pitch from Newbanks. Drop ball, ton of spin, like you said, almost got her down to her knees swinging at that pitch. Big second out.
Newbanks, quick work so far, 2 up, 2 down. Trying to do the same here with Taylor Hogan. Didn't get that one to go. Looked like a good pitch, though.
Yeah, the off speed. Right in the center of the zone, but a lot of times those changeups have a little arc on it. That thought I got too high before at the plate.
Hogan takes strike 2. I think that's strike 1. Lost in the count a little bit. It's 1-1. This one swung on and out of play. So right now, Hogan, 13 walks on the year, 8 strikeouts. She's hitting .345 entering to this game, as that one sent right down the third base line. Bringle can't bring it in, and so that will be a single for UNI. And so once again, with multiple outs, the bats start to get rolling for the Panthers.
Yeah, 2 outs. I'm not quite sure. I didn't get a good look at that ball, if it was an error or a single. Do you think that was something obtainable over there at third base?
I mean, it was right at Bringle. I would assume that that was something that she was able to make a play on. It wasn't quite like the play in the first inning we saw towards first base, where Isabella Henning had an absolute rifle sent towards her and makes it into the outfield. This one certainly seemed like it was able to be played.
So this Indiana State defense, not on their best game today. A few errors so far, especially with 2 outs. You got good momentum going. You had the fly out, you had the strikeout. You easily could have ended this inning. But again, UNI, 2 outs. That's not a disadvantage for them at all.
Right now, Brooke Snyder, she's gotten on base twice today. Hit by pitch her last time up, swings on that one, fouls it back. So Indiana State just needs to work on closing out the inning. They're doing everything else. They're getting to that point. But also kudos to the bats of Northern Iowa, because, I mean, when they get into tough situations, they pull through. So now it is a 3-1 count here from Newbanks. He's got a little bit of work to do. So runner goes here, and that one gets through all the way past the second person, and so it makes it all the way to the outfield, as Patton isn't able to make, or Patton has to be the one that cleans it up. So the throw actually came before anybody was there to make the tag.
And that actually was a walk. So Tokarik didn't even have to make that throw down. It was way outside. I guess she could have gotten the call for the strikeout.
Now batting right fielder.
But that's something you got to be aware of. She's going to get the bag anyway. Your defense hasn't been on their game too much so far. A throw down, like we saw, could end up all the way to the well in center field.
And so a change for the runner at second. We will get things back going here. Hannah Kelly with 2 outs, and now a runner in scoring position off of the walk. Runners on first and second. First pitch to Kelly. Strike 1.
Not too many times today Newbanks has thrown a first pitch strike in her 1.5 innings. That's just her second time she's done it. She's able to bat back a little bit, still get ahead of the count, but first pitch strikes are going to be crucial against this team.
Swung on again. Fouled back. So the 0-2 count with 2 outs. Newbanks in a good position, ahead in the count. So that one comes down at the foot. Kelly in 79 at bats, 11 strikeouts. Batting .278 coming into today. And a swing and a miss right there off the off-speed pitch. Retires the side, so no runs scored despite 2 on. They are left on base. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning when we come back.
You're looking pleased with yourself.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
So you got an awesome network.
And when I switched, I got to choose the phone I wanted for free, not bragging.
You're bragging.
Oh, he's bragging. Who, me? Never. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Your Royal Highness, sir.
Okay, that's a brag.
Hey, Mom, I gotta call you back.
Switch and choose the 5G phone you really want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Hey, Fridge, did you know Auto Trader lets me shop for cars by monthly payment so I know what I'll pay before I buy?
Cool.
Was that a refrigerator joke?
Keenan, chill.
All right, just stick to making ice. I didn't mean right now.
New Lash Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal Paris. 20 times more volume, up to 2 times more length. A clump-resistant caring formula, now infused with floral oil. Take your lashes to paradise. New Lash Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal Paris. We're worth it.
Spicy chicken fries with heat. Appetizer mini meal, a spicy treat. Eat them anytime cause you're royalty. The box fits a sauce that's pretty neat. BK, have it your way.
I'm the sizzle of this promposal. And while Romeo over here is trying to look cool, things are about to heat up.
Darn it, Kyle.
And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you can end up paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Defensive changes for
7-1 the score here. UNI on top, and they do have a big game on Tuesday, taking on the Drake Bulldogs at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Find that game on ESPN Plus, and it's always a good time watching MVC softball action, especially those midweek games. Get the travel partner games a lot of times whenever it's conference game. It's Kaylee Barrett back up. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Big swing and a miss, no dice, 1-1. Yesterday, Barrett came in as a substitute. It's 0 for 1. Swing and a miss again. We really haven't seen any change of pace from Myers since probably inning 3. It has just been all higher.
Yeah, she's been rolling. Even in the second inning, she still had 3 strikeouts, just gave up 1 single.
And 3 swings, no contact, and strikeout number 9.
Higher, just rolling. The confidence out there that she has is so evident. Attacking the zone, putting the ball up high. She knows no one can touch it.
The middle of the order has literally had nothing to do with higher in this game. 3 of them with multiple strikeouts.
Yeah, and one of the only hits, 2 of the day, coming from Chips right here, was just a little dribbler to Higher, and just due to her speed, Higher not quick enough to get the out at 1.
So now Abby Chips with 1 out. Takes ball number 1. It's a 1-1 count. Gets a hold of this one, sends it towards Sanders. Sanders throw, gets the out. So 2 quick outs once again. And now back to the top of the order for Indiana State.
Yeah, that ball hit pretty decently hard at the shortstop, and once you put a lot of contact on it and it goes right to someone, not too much of a chance to be able to use your speed to beat it out. So good play by shortstop. Bringing that ball in, throwing it to 1, getting the second out of the inning.
So it'll be Olivia Patton. Takes a high fastball for ball number 1. And there is the first strike taken. So far, 4 2/3 innings for Higher. Only allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, and 18 batters faced. Patton gets a hold of this one. It goes towards third, and she runs that one out. Not able to make the play on that one. It was Lappy who's come in at third base.
Patton doing a great job of putting the ball on the ground. She was lucky enough to get such a big up on it. Third base fielded it cleanly on the run, but just enough air on that ball to give her enough time to beat it out to first.
So yesterday, Brooke Snyder actually had 3 great plays off of slap hitters or bunches. that were turned into outs that probably shouldn't have been. And this time they make a defensive change. Lappy comes in. She's playing a little bit further back, and it makes it tough. So with 2 outs, you have a runner on for the Sycamores. See if they can put together the same magic that UNI has had with 2 outs. Henning sends this one right up the middle. Patton's going to stay at second. So a little bit of movement now around the base path.
And Danielle Henning, she had the 1 of 2 hits earlier in the game. The second hit of the day, or in the second at-bat of the day, she rifled one down the left field line. So she's making good contact all weekend long, especially against higher.
Just right up the pipe. As now Isabella Henning takes ball 1. Also makes it tough for the Sycamores when you get top of the order with 2 outs like they have here.
This is probably the most pressure Higher has had on her all day, and it's just with runners on first and second with 2 outs and a 6-run lead.
Yeah. Of course, you do have some speed with Olivia Patton out in front. 1-2 count now for Isabella Henning.
Something that Higher does so well is hitting her spots. Those balls are perfectly just on the edge of that strike zone, on the outside corner, up in the zone. And as a hitter, when you see those balls.
This one put up the middle. The throw won't come, and a run does score for Indiana State. So Isabella Henning picks up the RBI. And the Sycamores in business here with a run in the bottom of the 5th.
Passing the bat along, 3 hits in a row for the Sycamore offense. All singles, but getting the job done. This one again, up the middle, 2 in a row. Decides not to throw home in the outfield. Settles and throws it in. Runners on first and second.
Yeah, those 2 hits, they looked very similar, but they weren't quite identical. One hits the right side of the bag, the other one goes left, but both right up the middle. As Annie Tokarik, she reached on an error, that one back. Did suffer a strikeout in her last time up. Tokarik this year, 25 RBIs. So that one goes down the third baseline, foul. So an 0-2 count here for Tokarik. So that pitch goes high, first ball. Pair of Hennings on first and second. Is Indiana State needing to get into this lead for UNI? Another foul. Tokarik gets set. Higher takes her time. The pitch, the 1-2, and this one dribbled right to Higher. She gets the out at first, and that retires the side. So one score comes across for Indiana State. It is 7-2. We'll be right back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
After an accident, you can feel overwhelmed and alone. Team Green Law is here to help. After more than 45 years as a founding partner of Blackburn and Green, RT Green has assembled a team of proven personal injury professionals. Team Green Law works for you, guiding you through the legal process to the recovery you deserve. We're with you every step of the way, focusing on your case so you can focus on healing. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough. And it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years. And for that, we thank you.
Now get a Ford F-50 XLT truck with 0-9 financing for 60 months plus $2,000 customer cash only from your Central Indiana dealer.
7-2 the score, and you see Indiana State's next game, their travel partner Evansville. That'll be on ESPN Plus as well, Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And that will be right here in Terre Haute. As we are ready for the bottom of the lineup, Darren Lamprecht, 1 for 2 today. She scored a run herself. Grounded out her first time. But good for Indiana State. They put up that one run, but certainly need to capitalize on having that runner in scoring position, as it is an 0-2 count here from Newbanks.
Yeah, they finally had some hits strung together there in the 5th inning. Back-to-back-to-back hits from the Sycamores, putting a little pressure on Higher. Ended up scoring a run out of it.
This one swung on, sent straight to left field for the single. And so Lamprecht moves to 2 for 3. And an early runner here for UNI could breed some more runs. Not exactly what Indiana State's looking for. They're already trying to put on a comeback down by 5.
Yeah, good job from Lamprecht today. Getting on base as the number 9 hitter, really setting up that powerful top of the lineup for UNI. She scored once already in the 4th inning, so getting herself on base for some powerful hitters to hit her in.
Maggie Erpelding comes in as a pinch runner at first base. And Kylie Sanders back up now for the 4th time today. Takes a strike. Some batters for Indiana State haven't even been to the plate 3 times. As that one comes in low, just shows you, even when they're not putting up runs, they're going to have base runners on for Northern Iowa. The 1-1 from Newbanks, swung on, sent towards left. Henning able to make the grab. No runner advance from first. And so 1 down here for UNI. And here comes Papillo, Alexis Papillo, already 2 home runs today. She's 3 for 3.
Now batting catcher number 10, Alexis Papillo.
She has also scored herself 3 times. Takes ball 1.
She's been a challenge for the Sycamore pitching staff all weekend long. In the 2 spot, as a lefty, just makes such hard contact with the ball, swings hard, makes it difficult to pitch to her. We've seen both of her home runs coming off of pitches up in the zone. You know, you saw it 2 times already. You got to learn from your lesson. Lay out the high ball with Papillo.
Well, so far they've kept it under wraps, but it's a 2-0 count now. As this one gets shot into right field. So a runner advances to third, and now runners on the corners for UNI.
Having herself a day. 4 for 4 Papilla with 2 home runs. Talk about a stat line.
She's got 3 RBIs, 2 of them are her.
She just rifled that ball to left field. She can really turn on it, taking an outside pitch to right field as a lefty. Just makes great contact. Now she's got runners at the corners for the number 3 hitter.
And Madison Parks coming up. Parks with 2 RBIs herself. She's 2 for 3 today. Ball 1 on the inside, but certainly the part of the lineup where you do not want to have base runners on, especially with only 1 out. A 1-0 here. Newbanks gets the call. The pitch. Runner goes, and they'll just check at third. So an easy bag there for Papillo. That will put 2 in scoring position. Parks swings on this one, sends it towards center field. Back to the wall, and the throw will come in, but it'll be way too late as a run will score. The runner advances from second to third, and still rolling here. UNI puts another one up.
That's all she needed. It was a deep fly ball, and she did it straight outfield. Very easy for Lambrecht to score and Papillo to line up at third. Puts 2 outs for Sycamores. However, this UNI offense has been dominant with 2 outs today and going up against one of the best hitters in the conference.
Well, she puts this one up in the air. It's going to land foul. But wild to think that the score is what it is. Meanwhile, Maya Dodge 0 for 3 today. She has had some struggles putting the ball into play.
Now batting left fielder number 12, Maya Dodge.
Has 2 pop-ups lined into one of the 2 double plays out in right field. And now looks at an 0-1 count with a runner on third base.
She's been someone who's just been on a tear as of late, dominating conference play, but kind of starting to settle down here. This could be a big out for Indiana State, setting her down.
Well, it's an 0-2 count, 2 outs. Newbanks didn't like the pitch. Maybe asking for that high ball that you were telling him to lean off. She could hear you. So now back to business. Here's the 0-2. And keeping that one low. Tokarik can't locate it. Runner goes. Now a pickle here. Play at the plate. And out at home. So the pitch works out. It gets down into the dirt. And the Sycamores recovered defensively. So 1 run scores. In this one, we head to the bottom. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
No, it's not your usual, but cereal's tasty with Calfia almond milk.
Oh, looks yummy, creamy, delicious. People see me and think, oh, he only eats cookies. But me multifaceted individual, me try new things.
Guess we should start calling you Cereal Monster. Or that was just a joke.
Good, yeah, Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Are you hungry?
If you're shopping for the cheapest insurance, you're shopping for the wrong thing. After all, insurance coverage is really just a promise. And why would anyone want a cheap promise?
Don't be scared.
You've worked hard for what you have. Protect your home or business with a promise from a company that you trust.
I love you, kitten, and I hope you like it here.
Ask your independent insurance agent about a policy from West Bend.
the GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Leading off for Indiana State, shortstop, number 15, Kennedy Shade.
Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning, an 0-1 count here for Kennedy Shade, the shortstop. Swings on that one, sends it towards left field. But Northern Iowa able to put up an insurance run. She went down 0-2. And you can see that play that ended the inning. The ball got dropped. It was a mistake by the base runner. She thought that she was going to go, decided not. Got put into a pickle, and the Sycamores able to take advantage.
Yeah, that ball in the dirt. Tokarek did a good job of blocking it and actually kind of took a lucky bounce for the Sycamores. Ended up right behind her, stopping the runner in their tracks. It was already too late.
1-2 sent towards Sanders. Sanders gets the throw off in time, and that'll be out number 1.
So base running continues to haunt this UNI team despite being up 8-2. It's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but about 3 base running errors for this team today. 2 tag ups, and then the out trying to go for home.
Just a good defensive play right there, and you have to wonder what the score could be, because both times that those double plays occurred, there were 0 outs, and UNI was in prime position to put some more runs up.
Yeah, both those times the Sycamores stopping the momentum, stopping the bleeding from happening. But like you said, Northern Iowa could be up by several more runs without those double plays.
So Tian Bringle, an 0-1 count. Big swing, no dice, 0-2. Bringle today 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. It's been a struggle against Higher for a couple of the Sycamore hitters, especially in this area of the lineup. Swings on this one. It goes back and out of play.
There's at least 3 Sycamores with 2 strikeouts so far in this game against Higher. Shade, Bringle, Barrett, all have struck out twice so far.
So now the 0-2 to Bringle. Lays off, and that's the first time that we've really seen a batter in this area lay off one of those high fastballs, those rising fastballs.
They've been chasing everything Higher has to bring, the high fastballs, the rise balls that she has.
1-2, holds off again.
These hitters just haven't been able to control their hands. They've been chasing anything letter high or up.
But when you get ahead in the count like this with an 0-2 and you're going high speed and they've kind of clocked it, this one goes down the middle and it's going to be sent towards left field, no problem for Maya Dodge. What I was going to say was it makes it very difficult to try and read if it's going to be off speed, if it's going to be that high fastball again.
Higher keeps these players off balance and on their toes all game long.
So now Maeve McDonough comes back up with the 1 strikeout. McDonough has a hit in each of the last 2 games as that ball gets by. So 2 quick outs here for Indiana State. The last time they had 2 outs, they were able to put together some hits, get a run in. Swing and a miss there. Higher certainly looking to go the distance right now. Her pitches have certainly stayed low, as that pitch literally goes low. So the 2-1 to McDonough. Swung on, sent towards short. Sanders has it, and there goes the third out. So quick work done here in the sixth. We head to the final inning. Northern Iowa looking for some insurance when we come back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
You're looking pleased with yourself.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
So you got an awesome network.
And when I switched, I got to choose the phone I wanted for free, not bragging.
You're bragging.
Oh, he's bragging.
Who, me? Never. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Your Royal Highness, sir.
Okay, that's a brag.
Hey, Mom, I gotta call you back.
Switch and choose the 5G phone you really want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Do you trust your insurance agent? Do you trust your insurance company? Well, you'd better. Because all they've really sold you is a promise. A promise to be there when things go bad. A promise to take care of you. To step up and put everything back the way it was. So, if you don't trust your insurance company, maybe it's time to find one you do trust. West Bend. The worst brings out our best.
It's the top of the 7th inning here at Price Field in Terre Haute, Indiana. The rubber match between these two teams. UNI with a big lead and trying to add to it with Maya Dodge. She takes ball number 1, but no hits today. You know she's hungry for one.
Yeah, she's due up, 0 for 3 so far. She actually started her at bat before the out at the plate, so she gets to restart. She was down in the count in the last inning. She gets a clean slate here and it's already up 2-0.
So obviously you don't want to see a defensive play the way that we saw it, but gets a better count now, maybe something to work with. The 2-0 from Newbanks, swung on, sent towards left field, and caught by Danielle Henning. So Dodge goes down again, an 0 for 4 day.
That ball still had some pop on it. She's flown out every single time, but they've been still solid contact. She's got a lot of power on her swing. That one just hitting foul territory, just shy of the fence in the warning track.
So that'll be bringing up the designated player, McElrath, who has had
player number 9, Addison McElrath.
an 0 for 2 day. Addison McElrath with 1 walk, 1 strikeout. It's 1-0 here. Pitch goes low.
Back-to-back 2-0 starts from Newbanks. She struggled with first strikes all day. She was able to come back and get the out with Dodge looking for the same thing against McElrath.
Here is the 2-0. Held off on that one. Count now 3-0. 6-run lead here for UNI. I'm sure that they'd like to add some cushion as across comes a strike. In game number 1, Indiana State had the bases loaded, the tying run on deck when they really had been fairly silent at the plate all day long. As that'll be a walk. So now upcoming Taylor Hogan. Substitution. New runner coming in here. And that's going to be McKenna Cooper from Ackley, Iowa. So certainly they have utilized those pinch runners, trying to get some more speed around the bags.
The Panther batters is second baseman number 15, Taylor Hogan.
So now Taylor Hogan going to try to let it fly. First pitch from Newbanks. Swung on, fouled back. It's got to be somewhat frustrating knowing that you've done your job. Really, all three pitchers have done the job of retiring the most notable player on the roster. But it's the first three batters in front of her that have just had themselves a day. Sanders, 2 for 4. Papillo, 4 for 4. Parks, 2 for 3. 7 RBIs amongst 3 players alone.
Well, it's not one player that you got to watch out for on this UNI team. Anyone can get the job done. So just because you handle one of them doesn't mean anyone else can pick it up.
So now a 1-2 count. Eubanks trying to move it to 2 outs, runner on. This one sent towards short. Nice play by Jade, but she can't get the throw off. Eaten up by the glove. So possibly preventing runners on the corners, but no outs here on that play.
Next up, third baseman, number 1.
And we take a look at that again.
She did a good job of stopping it, diving down, putting a glove on it. But just unable to get back up in time. Definitely didn't have a play at second, but just took too long, wasn't able to get up and make a solid throw to first.
First pitch strike here to Lappy. He's come in to play third base from Bondurant, Iowa. In a good position here. Swing and a miss. Newbanks gets ahead here with an 0-2. Needing to get rid of some of that pressure outside. Can't catch the corner. This one swung on high in the air towards right field and caught for out number 2. So Barrett able to come in and make the play, and now 2 outs with the runner on first and second.
Next up, right fielder, number 19, Sammy Moss.
Sammy Moss going to be up for the first time today. She is the 3rd right fielder to come into this game. Started off with Hannah Kelly, then Standurski. As this one sent towards left field, Henning able to get the catch, and so no runs added to this lead in the top of the 7th inning. We'll be right back. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, well, that's what it feels like when things get rough. Good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Indiana State University conquer through questioning. They fly in to save the day. They master the medium. They wow the crowd. They fight for others. More of them choose to stay right here in Indiana, living, working, thriving, and contributing to what makes this place great. It's what makes us Indiana's university, and why we say real takers, real opportunity makers, and real game changers wear blue.
Back to the bottom of the 7th. We're here trying, the Sycamores are trying to get 6 runs to tie this one up or take the lead. Libby Collop gonna lead things off for the Sycamores. And Collop hit on the first pitch, and so she will be getting on board here in the early goings of the bottom of the 7th. Took that one to the side, and quickly they'll replace her at first. Yep. Drew some jersey.
Now entering the contest and running at first base, number 27, Kaylee Barrett.
And so Kaylee Barrett comes back
The
in
batter for Indiana State, the second baseman, number
as a
17,
runner.
Abby Chips.
And now I would say, despite the lead, this is probably the best situation for Indiana State, having both speedsters up, Abby Chips and then Olivia Pack.
Yeah, 2 players who can also just make contact with the ball in play. Chips, her first at bat, little dribbler right to the pit, are able to beat it out. But yeah, these are 2 players with a lot of speed who can put the ball in play.
Chips takes the first ball. It's a 1-1 count.
Holding back on that high ball. We've seen so many Sycamores go chasing so far today.
Chips takes 2. You don't see too many swing and misses from Chips. She's a very patient hitter.
She likes to wait for her pitch. Anything she doesn't like, she fouls off. Just like that.
Fouls off the high ball. Heyer trying to put this one to bed. Would be a complete game for her. So far, 9 strikeouts. Now a 1-2. Pops this one up in the air. And off the top of the dugout. So that was the new first baseman, Lappy. Kate Lappy trying to make that play. The third baseman, that is. As that one contacted towards us, I was ready to make the play.
Hands ready.
1-2 count now on Chips still. Lets that one go for ball 2. And towards the beginning of the game, you mentioned that Heyer only had 1 walk in that first game and that she'd already had 1 walk. Well, guess what? It has not gone up yet.
Only walk of the game, first batter that she saw. Pretty impressive to withstand any of that throughout the last 6 innings. We said she had a little bit of a rocky start. By a rocky start, meaning she had a walk, a double, and that was it.
Yeah.
A walk and a double, 1 run scored. Since then, she's been lights out, striking out majority of the Sycamore offense.
2-2, and that one goes back. But you know, you just like to walk the first person, get the jitters. That's exactly what she did. She's been fantastic ever since. Chips looking at a 2-2 again. Fouls that one off. Can get frustrating for a pitcher when you've got a batter like this, able to make contact on just about anything. You start to think to yourself, what is that pitch? Where is the pitch that I know I can put her to bed with? The 2-2 again, foul.
And against, you know, certain hitters, you maybe at that point, all right, I'll give them something to hit and let my defense work, but something in a situation like Chips, if she puts it in play in the right spot, she's going to beat out any defensive effort from UNI.
And she's more likely to force an error because they know how fast she is. You're trying to get it there quickly. Once again, the 2-2, fouled towards the dugout for UNI.
We saw this in the 5th inning. Very long at bat for Chips. Does a great job just putting the bat on the ball, even if it's not in play, extending her chances of getting her pitch that she wants.
Let's try it one more time. This time put into play into left field. What an at bat from Abby Chips. Continued to battle until she was able to finally put contact on it, send it toward Dodge, and it dropped.
Perfect at bat for the lefty, and that's actually almost the perfect at bat for a slap right there. Just pushing it out of the infield over the top of the shortstop. As you can see, she stops her swing just enough to break the infield. That's a great piece of hitting from Chips. I don't know how many pitches Hire had to deliver to her. She was making her work to her. Finally saw a pitch she liked. She got the hit.
So now Olivia Patton, runners on first and second, no outs. The team down by 6 runs. And if you're Northern Iowa coming down the stretch here, you're going to have to play smart. 1 run is not going to beat you, and so just need to chip away, start getting a couple of outs.
You got some speedy runners on the pass. Just get the out at 1 when it's there. Even if a run or 2 scores, not going to matter. You have a good chance of getting out of this inning safely and winning this one.
1-1 to Patton, low.
Hire's got to start attacking the zone. Maybe she got a little shaken up with Chips there, having to throw so many pitches, trying to find something that she wasn't going to hit. Chip ended up winning the battle, but now she's got a chance to reset here, top of the lineup, start attacking the zone again.
This one contacted and foul. Also, maybe just losing a little bit of that velocity. It's a lot of innings pitched this weekend. Didn't go the distance, but pitched, started, came back in towards the end of that first game, and now a full game today. Certainly going to be some wear. 2-2. High. So the second batter to really have a long at bat here against Hire. Full count, payoff pitch from Hire, swung on. And will it stay in play? No. Just over that fence. So another significant amount of pitches to one batter. Full count again, runners on first and second, no outs. Hire. Strike 3, a strikeout for Hire, and that is number 10.
Got her looking on the outside for Patton. Perfectly bait in the corner here, another long at bat, this time she wins it. Perfect screwball, turning outside to a lefty batter. Big first out when you got runners on first and second.
Add Olivia Patton to the list of Indiana State Sycamores with 2 strikeouts to Hire today, as Danielle Henning, a big swing right there. Seemed like she wanted to put a dent into that significant deficit. The 0-1 to Henning. Swung on. And it's caught. So a nice play there, nice job to stick with it, and now 2 outs on the Sycamores.
The wind didn't take that one. We saw the last 2 at-batters, about 10 balls hit to that left side that went out of bounds there, or out of play. But a good job by the third baseman in Lappy. It's a tough ball, being able to lift your hand. Going on the dugout.
This one goes right up the middle. 1 run is going to score. There's a third, and that will advance Henning to second base. So the lead cut into just a little bit. Sycamores now down by 5. And Annie Tokarik coming up. Meeting in the circle here. Be curious if they stick with Hire with all of the time that she's put in this weekend. It's a great hit. Nice contact. The second time that Isabella Henning has gone right up the middle.
First pitch, attacking it. Hire left it just on the middle to outer half of the plate. And just like you said, in the 5th inning, Henning doing the exact same thing. Hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking it up the middle.
So now down by 5. Tokarik, her run
Now
would account
the catcher, number 24, Annie Tokarik.
to make it 8-6. So still a lot of work to do and no outs to work with. Big swing right there, Tokarik. I think she wanted a big piece of that one. 0 for 3 today. 1 strikeout and an 0-1 count right now. Tokarik takes strike number 2.
You could tell Hire wanting to finish this game. We saw her struggle a little bit in the first inning, just a little bit in this last inning. She's pretty determined to finish this one out strong.
The 0-2 swing and a miss, and that will do it for Annie Tokarik. That will do it for the series. And UNI comes away with a big victory, 8-3 here at Price Field.
Well, the UNI offense, the heart of that lineup, doing the job today, putting up 8 runs with 13 hits, and Hire just shutting down this ISU offense. Once again, same thing happened on Friday. They win the series 2-1.
Plenty of plays to choose from, but let's go ahead and get our Epic Insurance Epic play of the game. Papillo, the second home run of the day. She homers to right field, 2 RBIs. I mean, what a day from Papillo. 4 for 4, 2 dingers. I mean, she's fantastic.
Insane stat line. Not only going 4 for 4, but with 2 homers, she was pumped up from the start. She's making a good case for NBC Player of the Week.
So UNI wins yet another series in the NBC. Kelsey, final thoughts.
UNI proving why they're the best team in this conference. Indiana State was able to get the best of them in Game 2, but the offense paired with the work of Hire, they're going to be a pretty tough team to beat in conference play.
So for Kelsey Casper, our producer Alan Hellriggle, and our director Eric Mangum, I am Landon Kleindorfer saying so long from Price Field, where the final score 8-3, the series 2-1 in favor of the Panthers of UNI. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Enjoy the rest of the first day of the rest of your life and have a phenomenal Sunday afternoon.
Lots of insurance companies make promises about how much you can save if you switch over to them. Well, here's our promise. With the West Bend policy,